Respected founder of Sulabh organization, noted action sociologist, father of Sociology of Sanitation, Dr. Bindeshwar Pathak ji, sir. Organizing secretary of Sulabh National Conference, Professor Neel Ratan ji, sir. Chairperson of Session 2, Dr. Richard Pius, my good friend. Co-chairperson, Professor Anil Wagela. Rapporteurs, Professor Joseph Matthew, Bharat Patel, Kriti Mishra, Kriti Mishra, Vice Chancellors from different corners of India, my colleagues from different states of India, dedicated members of Sulabh organization, students, delegates, ladies and gentlemen. I'm extremely happy to be here to present my paper titled Processes of Sanitation Culture, a Social Anthropological Overview. This is the paper which I have prepared from anthropological perspectives. Various anthropological theories, constructs I have fitted in the phenomenon of sanitation. I have endeavored to assess and examine the anthropological concepts, particularly the concepts of culture process in relation to sanitation. I am not going to read out the entire paper. हिंदी में शोध पत्र पढ़ना मुझको मुश्किल होता है, इसके लिए मना करना चाहिए. Please pardon me for reading in English. It's important to note that the issue of sanitation can be addressed at best by examining the notion of behavior and culture of sanitation. The discipline of anthropology makes deep study of cultures. It provides cultural understanding for sanitation studies. Cultural process and change go together. The process of culture are the factors of culture that operate both toward the stabilization and toward preservation of cultures or toward growth and change. We have scholarly sources by Bindeshwar Pathak, the works of 1982, 2015, another book 2015, Richard Pius 2015 and 2022, Ashish Saxena 2015, Y Ravindranath Rao 2021, B.K. Nagla 2015, Vinay Rajat, the work of 2021, Basil Hans 2021, Sumit S. Srivastava, the work of 2022, Muhammad Akram, his work in the year 2015, are a few others which provide an overview of the concept of sanitation culture. They all endeavored to establish a correlation between sanitation and culture. Bindeshwar Pathak, in his study on environmental sanitation and eradication of scavenging in India, understands, I quote, sanitation as household sanitation, including latrines, personal and household hygiene. In his opinion, the basic hygiene sanitation facility means household latrine, which safely contains human excreta and thus protects users and the environment from adverse effects. And according to him, the environmental sanitation covers sanitation in communities and local settlements. It also covers hygiene and cleanliness, management of waste, including human and household waste, and such local environmental issues like pollution of waste, air, and ground. I unquote. This paper examines here major process of culture in relation to sanitation issues, sanitation behavior, and progress in sanitation sectors. More specifically, the paper focuses on various culture processes such as enculturation, acculturation, diffusion, integration, assimilation, and invention with reference to sanitation from social anthropological perspectives. All such sanitation culture processes have contributed to the change and development of culture growth in societies. The methodology adopted for the study is review of exegetical literature. The social anthropological concept enculturation is a synonym of the concept of socialization in sociology. Enculturation is a long process of learning. Through interactions, the traits of sanitation, cleanliness, health awareness are learnt in society. The sanitation behavior is cultural. Toilet training is a part of enculturation. The ways of sanitation cultures are adopted in society consciously and unconsciously. A noted anthropologist, Melville J. Huskowitz, and argues that the process of enculturation is a process of adoption. Thus, we may say that the acculturative experience of sanitation health in the early years of life and later is important in inducing change and stability in society. The socialization and social transformation of erstwhile scavengers, such as taking scavengers to upper class families, restaurants, and temples executed by Bindeshwar Pathak, may be termed as enculturation process. Another strong and stable mechanism of culture change is acculturation. S.L. Doshi and P.C. Jain state that, I quote, acculturation comprises those changes produced in a culture by the influence of another, I unquote. It may be reciprocal and gradual. It is a cultural transmission in process. However, culture diffusion is also possible through acculturation, but it is an achieved cultural transmission. The impact of new culture of Sulabh Shauchalaya, influence of new model of toilets, vocational trainings, social upgradation of scavengers, empowerment and foreign tours of liberated scavengers, etc., could be taken as acculturation process going on in sanitation domain. These acculturation changes are purposely directed or controlled. Culture diffusion is another prominent process of social change. The role of diffusion has gained a special significance in the present context of globalization and post-globalization. S.L. Doshi and P.C. Jain are of the view that, I quote, when the culture of a society evolves some new inventions, a custom or a trade, and it is passed on to another culture, it is called diffusion, I unquote. Diffusion is intersocietal or cross-cultural. In the process, an invention or innovation or other cultural traits spread in societies and cultures on a large scale. The spread and transformation due to Pathak's innovation of a toilet model, invention of newly designed two-pit pour toilets, and other sanitation-related inventions like biogas plants, wastewater treatment, solid waste management, use of sanitary napkins may be observed today in the receiving culture. These ideas are being transmitted to masses of people belonging to other cultures. Bindeshwar Pathak, in his directed change through Sulabh Shauchalaya, endeavored to assess the diffusion of directed contact change in the area of urban sanitation, as observed by him, with special reference to Lohanipur Mohalla of Patna in Bihar. The diffusion is an important step in the social change preceded by invention and followed by consequences. Pathak attempted to assess the relationship between the types of adopters of Sulabh Shauchalaya in relation to their education, occupation, age, sex, taxpayers, etc. This study is an important contribution to the field of diffusion of innovation. Integration is another culture process, obvious in the structure of culture. There are various elements of a culture and they are interrelated. They lead to cultural integration. We may say that by liberating and rehabilitating scavengers, by bringing scavengers to the mainstream of society, by creating employment opportunities for the integrated development of villages, and through social reform movements, implementing affordable sanitation services, Sulabh has contributed to the social and cultural integration of India. Anthropologically speaking, when the social processes reach a high degree of integration, it takes the form of assimilation. The assimilation of scavengers in the mainstream through Sulabh social reform movement could be taken as an illustration in this context. However, as observed by anthropologists, the assimilation process is a complex phenomenon. Therefore, sociologically, the perfect or total assimilation has to be regarded as an ideal type. Finally, invention also serves as a process of culture change. Anthropologists and sociologists examine the significance of invention and discovery in their analysis of cultural and social change. Discovery refers to the finding something new and it is accidental, whereas the invention is a purposeful discovery. Invention plays an important role in the spread of cultural traits. According to Bindeshwar Pathak, I quote, invention is the process of creation or development of new ideas and practices. The changes brought about by the adoption or rejection of innovation are called consequences, I unquote. The two-pit toilet model, pay and use public toilets, biogas plants, toilet museum, solid waste systems, wastewater treatment systems, Sulabh Jal, that is recycled water, invention of sanitation club, sanitary napkin felicitation center are the various sanitation-linked inventions invented by Pathak. What noted anthropologist Melville J. Huskowitz said about inventor as a theorist, a philosopher, a visionary, and even a revolutionist also holds good to Dr. Bindeshwar Pathak. We may also observe multiple effects, that is dispersion due to inventions observed by William Ogburn in 2022, his study, of large number of culture traits resulting from Pathak's sanitation-related inventions in the process of social change. I would like to conclude my discussion, concluding observations. The present study is useful in culture change studies with reference to sanitation. The findings of the study suggest that there is a need to assess the degree of sanitation culture processes. There is a need to strengthen the sanitation culture processes by implementing Sulabh Shauchalaya programs, besides framing new schemes and interventions by the sociologists of sanitation. The paper also suggests that there is ample scope to carry out studies on sanitation by applying the findings of cultural studies by A.L. Kroeber, Melville J. Huskowitz, Ralph Linton, William F. Ogburn et al. There is also a need to strengthen and intensify further for the promotion of sanitation and Sulabh sanitation movement. The study suggests that Pathak's experimentation carried out on diffusion of Sulabh two-pit invention at Patna needs to be extended further in various other cities and towns of India by upcoming Sociology of Sanitation. This paper is a contribution to contemporary policy debates about the role of developing modern nation states in sanitation sector. It is also a contribution to anthropology of sanitation, sociology of sanitation, and action sociology. This study also contributes in determining the direction of the future trend in sanitation culture processes, sanitation services, sanitation promotion, research, and investigation on sanitation. Thank you, one and all, for patient listening.
Thank you very much, Dr. Y Ravindranath.